AI may be making life smarter, but could it also be making your electric bill higher? And should working families have to pay for big tech's expansion?
That question is getting serious attention across America. AI data centers are creating jobs and powering new technology, but they also require enormous amounts of electricity, water, land, and infrastructure.
We see a quick answer appear on our screens, but behind that answer is a building full of machines working overtime. AI doesn't get tired, but apparently it does get thirsty, and it definitely runs up a light bill. Welcome to Legacy Live with BigPoe and Lex, where we break down major news through the lens of entrepreneurs, families, money, business, and the future. I'm BigPoe, founder of Legacy Rises Enterprise, and today we're asking one simple question: who should pay for the massive amount of power needed to fuel the AI revolution?
Here's what happened. President Donald Trump recently expanded a voluntary ratepayer protection pledge. Governors, utility companies, technology firms, and data center developers are being asked to help prevent the cost of AI expansion from being passed to ordinary electricity customers. According to the Associated Press, the White House says 23 governors and at least 187 companies have signed, including 55 utilities and 27 data center developers. Supporters say companies will build or pay for more power generation and strengthen the grid. Critics question whether a non-binding promise is strong enough when electricity demand and construction costs are already rising.
Now, the word we need to watch is voluntary. A promise sounds good, but families and small business owners want to know what happens when the real bill shows up. Don't just tell us everything will work out. Show us the plan, show us the protection, and show us who is signing the check. If a company needs a new power plant or transmission line, should my family or your business be helping to pay for it? That's the question behind this whole conversation.
Every time someone uses an AI system, powerful computer chips process that request inside a data center. A single facility can contain thousands of servers operating around the clock. Those machines need electricity to calculate answers, store information, move data, and run cooling systems that control the heat. The U.S. Energy Information Administration projects power demand will rise from a record 4,195 billion kilowatt hours in 2025 to 4,269 billion in 2026 and 4,399 billion in 2027. Commercial electricity demand is also expected to surpass residential demand in 2026 for the first time on record. That shows how dramatically America's power needs are changing.
Most families are already dealing with groceries, housing, insurance, transportation, and healthcare. They cannot afford another major monthly expense creeping upward without a clear explanation. Now, we have to be fair. A higher electric bill does not automatically prove that a nearby data center caused it. Rates also depend on weather, fuel prices, maintenance, and local policies. But when a data center requires a new power plant, substation, or transmission line, somebody must pay. That is where families and small businesses can get stuck with costs they never agreed to carry. We need to ask questions before construction begins, not after we open the bill and nearly drop the phone.
Small businesses face the same risk. Restaurants, salons, stores, healthcare providers, manufacturers, and home-based businesses all depend on electricity. Even a modest rate increase can reduce profits for a neighborhood entrepreneur who cannot absorb costs as easily as a billion-dollar corporation. That is why states and utility commissions across the country are considering protections that require data centers to pay for the electricity and infrastructure they need. The goal is simple. Customers who did not create the additional demand should not automatically finance new power plants, transmission systems, or grid upgrades. Transparency matters because communities deserve to know the cost before any agreement is approved.
But let me make something clear. We are not here to make AI the enemy. Legacy Rises Enterprise is built around helping people use AI wisely, and this technology is creating real opportunities. Data center projects can generate construction work, electrical contracts, security positions, transportation needs, maintenance services, landscaping, food service contracts, real estate activity, and technology support jobs. The question is whether local people will receive those opportunities, or whether they will only see fences, traffic, and higher costs while companies from somewhere else collect the profits. If our community provides the land, water, electricity, and workforce, then our community should receive measurable benefits. That is not being against progress. That is responsible business.
Communities can negotiate workforce development programs, local hiring goals, small business contracts, tax revenue commitments, infrastructure improvements, and environmental protections before approving major projects. Residents should ask how much electricity and water the facility will use, how many permanent local jobs it will create, and whether promised benefits are guaranteed in writing. They should also ask who pays if construction costs exceed the original estimate. BigPoe, let me put the central question directly to you. If a power plant, substation, or transmission upgrade is required primarily for one technology company, should that company be required to pay the full cost?
Every time someone uses an AI system, powerful computer chips process that request inside a data center. A single facility can contain thousands of servers operating around the clock. Those machines need electricity to calculate answers, store information, move data, and run cooling systems that control the heat. The U.S. Energy Information Administration projects power demand will rise from a record 4,195 billion kilowatt hours in 2025 to 4,269 billion in 2026 and 4,399 billion in 2027. Commercial electricity demand is also expected to surpass residential demand in 2026 for the first time on record. That shows how dramatically America's power needs are changing.
Supporters argue that new power infrastructure could eventually benefit everyone by strengthening the grid, supporting future housing, attracting businesses, and creating economic growth. They also warn that slowing data center construction could weaken America's position in the global AI race. Those are legitimate considerations, but economic growth should not require communities to sign a blank check. A voluntary pledge is a useful starting point, but transparent rate agreements, independent oversight, public reporting, and enforceable community benefit plans would offer stronger protection. Innovation and consumer protection do not have to compete. A responsible plan should accomplish both.
So what can everyday people do? First, review your utility bills and compare your current rate and usage with previous months. Second, find out whether any new data centers, power plants, substations, or major electrical projects are being proposed in your city, county, or surrounding region. Third, attend local government, zoning board, and utility commission meetings. These decisions are often being discussed long before the average resident hears about them. Don't wait until the agreement is finished. Ask who benefits, who carries the risk, and who will pay if the project costs more than promised.
Fourth, ask one direct question. Who will pay for the required infrastructure, the technology company, the utility, taxpayers, or ratepayers? Request a clear answer in writing. Fifth, look for opportunity. Research available jobs, certifications, training programs, supplier contracts, and support services connected to the AI economy. Local contractors, electricians, security providers, caterers, transportation companies, maintenance teams, and technology professionals should prepare before projects arrive. Communities should not only discuss protection from costs, they should also create pathways that help residents and small business owners participate in the economic benefits.
Here is my final word. AI is not automatically the enemy, and progress is not something we should fear. But progress without responsibility can leave everyday people carrying costs they never agreed to pay. We have an opportunity to build something powerful, but we need wisdom, stewardship, transparency, and accountability. Don't just bring technology into our communities, bring opportunity, protection, local jobs, small business contracts, and a plan that includes the people who already live there. The best technology should improve people's lives, not create a hidden bill that ordinary families are forced to carry.
Communities supporting AI expansion deserve consumer protection, responsible energy and water policies, and measurable economic benefits. Now, we want to hear from you. Should big tech pay the full cost of powering AI, or is this a necessary investment that everyone must share? Put your answer in the comments and share this broadcast with your family, fellow entrepreneurs, and community leaders. To discover how practical AI can help your business save time, capture leads, and improve customer service, contact Legacy Rises Enterprise or call Lex at 912 5757 595.
Thank you for joining us on Legacy Live with BigPoe and Lex, where we connect the headlines to your family, your money, your business, and your future. Follow BigPoe757, share this episode, and stay connected with Legacy Rises Enterprise for more practical conversations about artificial intelligence and business growth. Until next time, remember, don't just build a business, build a legacy.